7,500 yuan to convert into $1,000. They have to pay extra 500. So that is the exchange rate risk, right? So most of the companies, they want to hedge, means they reduce their exposure to exchange rate risk. So this is a fancy terminology used by finance, people. So every subject has its own jargon, its own terminology. So in order to gamble, in order to play with the forex to earn cash, we call this speculation. Your motive is not to reduce the risk. Your motive is higher risk, higher return. So you want to earn. So we call this speculation. Or betting. You bet on the stock exchange rate. It will increase. Okay, then you enter, and then you have some kind of like arrangements. This kind of. So it means we are speculating, and your motive is profit. The other motive is you are also entering into currency, exchange, and your motive is to reduce your risk so that your future payments should be according to the plan. That's it. So it means you are hedging the exposure to exchange rate risk. Right, guys? Understand? So there's going to be a different terminology. So don't just get worried about that. I will be explaining that this is how in the managers, especially those managers who are dealing with corporate levels, who are sitting in head office. So they talk about in this kind of stuff. Exposure to exchange rate risk, exposure to liquidity risks. We do have speculation. The market is very speculative right now, which means market is betting on money. That's it. Right? Okay, number one. So we have a forward contract. Forward contract, this is an agreement between two parties. Since we are reading this in perspective of MNC, so it's a agreement between corporation and financial institution to exchange specified amount of money, currency, with a specific exchange rate. We call this forward rate on a specified date in the future. So a forward contract must have three things: reference amount or amount of currency, the rate at which the contract is going to be settled, and the date for which contract is valid. And remember, this is contract, an agreement, and it is obligated by both parties. You cannot refuse that one, right? Let's talk about this. So how the companies use forward contracts. So one more time I'm going to be explaining that one. You can also use here individuals, right? So even though the book mentioned MNCs, you can also replace it with how individuals use forward contracts, how MNCs use how banks use it. So you can use that whatever you like, whatever your perspective. So number one, they want to hedge their imports by locking in the rate at which they can obtain currency. So do we have examples here? Yeah, we have examples here. So for hedging purposes, I spent a lot of time explaining the hedging concept, right? So MNCs, they can also, forward contracts also be used for bid-ask spread, because bid-ask spread is wider for less liquid currencies. Those currencies who are not traded frequently on foreign exchange, and you have a payment over there, and you don't know whether, because these currencies are highly risky, so their spread is also going to be higher. So it's better to enter into a forward contract, because with two things: maybe the non-availability, maybe at the end of 30 days, nobody is selling you the Mexican peso, right? So you ask your financial institution to arrange the Mexican peso after 30 days. Or what if there is less activity and spread is too wide? It's very expensive for you to buy from the market. So it's better to enter into forward contract, making other party responsible to arrange for you. And that is obligation. He must arrange for you. Third one, which is very important now, which is offsetting trade. What if you enter into a contract and you want to cancel that contract? How you gonna do that? Because if you cancel that one, you are liable to pay liquidated damages. Other party can sue you. So how you can do that? Offsetting trade. So if an MNC enters into a forward sale, a forward purchase with the same bet can happen. You enter into a contract to buy Mexican peso, for example. This is a timeline for 60 days. When you are here, you enter into a contract to buy Mexican peso. He said after 60 days, I would be buying 1 million Mexican peso, right? But after 30 days, you realize the contract is, we don't need Mexican peso, or, money that was, we have to pay that, or we're receiving that money is like, gone, some loss, or we utilize somewhere else, right? It happens, it's a business routine. We don't need that one, so we need to cancel this contract. So you go to the same bank and you say that, look, the 60-day was to buy, and after 30 days, you enter into a new contract, second contract, you said sell. So on the 60th day, the same dealer or other dealer, doesn't mean that it should be the same party, maybe other dealer. You buy Mexican peso from here, you sell to the other one. So that it's offsetting contract, or with the same seller. So same seller will give you and purchase from you, right? And now question is, so do we have to wait from here? If we have decided here to cancel the contract, so do we have to wait for 60 days in order to settle this contract? It depends from party. If the person, financial institution is okay with that, okay, let's cancel this trend right now. I would be buying you at this rate, and you would be selling me at this rate. Difference is, whatever is the amount of profit is going to be distributed right away, or we can do that after 60 days. It's your personal relationship, but cannot be delayed after 60 days. Non-deliverable forward contracts, which is very amazing. So in all these, we enter into a contract. For example, this is 60 days, 0 to 60 days, and we will be having a forward rate, for example, 7.5. That is forward rate, which, $1 is equal to 7.5 yen. And we said that we will be buying from you at 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, $100,000, or 1 million yuan. I think that would be easy. We are paying you dollars and you will be giving us yuan 1 million. So now question is, what is non-deliverable forward contract? So 3 characteristics of forward contract. Number 1, there must be a amount of currency, must be forward rate, must be a time, right? But in non-deliverable contract, this amount is reference amount. Okay, this amount is reference amount. It means at the end of 60 days, right? If in the market dollar is 7.8 and I buy with you at 7.5, so I'm not going to be trading on 1 million yuan. So the difference would be transferred to my account. That's it. The difference is 0.03. So this is 0.03 multiplied by the 1 million yuan. So the difference is going to be transferred to my account. So no 1 million, actual 1 million yuan is not going to be transferred to the account. In other contracts here, the party must transfer the amount here, the contract amount, to the other party, right? But here in non-deliverable forward contracts, the amount of the currency is not delivered, only the difference is delivered, that's it. Now, question is how we are going to use that, why there is a need for non-deliverable forward contracts. For example, you know that you have the money right now. Up till now, what we have discussed, MNCs, they don't have money right now. They would be receiving or they would be paying later. But what if you have money right now, right? Which is also a realistic case. If you have money right now and you are worried about the currency will appreciate, so why to enter into a currency when you have a currency? So it's better to enter into a non-deliverable contract so that 1 million yuan you have it, you will transfer, and if the value goes up, it takes 1,000 yuan more. So you enter into a contract, 1,000 yuan non-deliverable will come to you and you will pay. So according to your pocket, only 1 million yuan is going to the other party. The rest of the amount is coming from non-deliverable contract. What if yuan decreases and you have to pay 1,000, negative 1,000? Even then, from your pocket, 1 million yuan is going out. So it's also very helpful. Why to transfer all the money to him or receive all the money from him? If you have the money, you enter into a non-deliverable contract. So only the difference in your forward rate and the actual rate, expected spot rate at that time, the difference going to be win or lose situation. So you add, if you win, so you basically pay. So from your own pocket, only 1 million yuan is going to be exited or as a cash outflow. So we will be having examples when we talk about this one in coming slides. So let's just discuss one by one. So these are very important questions. So number one, how MNCs use forward contracts for hedging. So MNC use forward contracts to hedge their imports. How? They can lock. Well, lock means they enter into a forward contract. When the contract is happen, whatsoever at the expiration of contract, you will be liable to deal with according to forward rate, not market rate. Okay, forward rate. So that's why we call this, you lock. That's it. So they can lock in the rate at which they obtain currency needed to purchase imports. So let's talk about the example here to make it more clarified. TERS Incorporation is an MNC based in Chicago, and that will need 1 million Singapore dollars in 90 days to purchase Singaporean products or Singapore imports. So they would be needing 1 million Singaporean dollar in 90 days. So it can buy dollars immediately. Right now, if they want to buy, they can buy at $0.5 per Singaporean dollar, right? So when you do in international trade, you don't transfer money immediately, right? You will transfer money when you receive the goods, and they have different concepts. You enter into LC, this kind of stuff. You try to be very sure about the risk of not getting product supplied or not getting delivered.